You guys have known you've been playoff bound for a while, but there could be the little X tonight, depending on the result of the Winnipeg-Detroit game. Will you watch that game? Any thoughts on possibly clinching tonight?
Probably won't watch the game. No. It'd be great if we clinched. Obviously, that's what we set out to do at the beginning of the regular season. Is make sure we get into the playoffs, and but we've put ourselves in a position where we can. Want a little more and accomplish a little bit more, so we want to climb in the standings.
What does home ice advantage mean, do you feel?
When you have it, it means a lot. When you don't, it means nothing.
What do you think about the style of the game last night that always brings out the best in you?
It's a big game, obviously. They're ahead of us in the standings. Their team we played last year, easy to get up for. So same thing in Vegas the other night. So I like big games.
Evander, I know because of your injury, you had to kind of play catch-up this year. How are you feeling physically heading into the playoffs? Do you feel like you're there now, kind of with your legs and your wind and everything?
Yeah, I think it was physically. I think it's always been. I've been fine.
Yeah.
I think it's just more the mental side, kind of coming in and out and finding the rhythm and having different goals that you set out to do at the beginning of the season, then obviously having to adjust them as injuries happen. So, I think, again, when you have opportunities with big games later in the year where points are incredibly important, you kind of relish those opportunities and want to make the best of them.
Does this work in a sense that you may be fresher than a guy that played 82 games going into the playoffs? And that's
Maybe, but they didn't get their wrists slit open or get broken ribs. So, however you want to put it. Yeah.
Is this about as quiet a 100-point season as the league has seen with Nugent Hopkins here? I mean, this guy's having a year that I guess if he was in other markets, it might be much more headline grabbing.
Than Edmonton? No. You just obviously, I think, there's a lot of guys having great seasons, having careers. It's obviously, sometimes it gets overshadowed with Davo and Leon and obviously what they do and the historical numbers that they put up on a consistent basis. But, Nuggy's obviously been, a big part of that power play for a long time, and specifically this year, and is shooting the puck a little bit more and finding the back of the net. So he's had a real great year.
You played with Joe Thornton for a bit, really good passer. You played with Leon. You look at those two passes the last two games for you. You can obviously shoot, but what is it about Leon that makes him such a good passer? And do you feel that you know how to read him off and you guys complement each other well?
Yeah, I think we complement each other well. I think, he's a guy that, playing with, you kind of figure that he sees you, even if it doesn't look like he sees you. So you got to be ready for when the puck comes and if it comes. And you look at a couple of the passes he's made recently, but even the last couple of months, and when he's really dialed his game in. It doesn't look like he sees you over there, but he sees you, and has the ability, obviously, to make those type of passes, whether that's on the forehand or the backhand.
How cool was it for all three of you guys to get 300 this week?
Yeah, it was great. I think. Obviously, Leo got it, and then I was able to get it. And I think I mentioned after the last game that I'm sure Connor would get it the next game. So and he did, and it was a huge goal for our group. Obviously, 1-1 or 1-0 game to make it 2-0, especially on the penalty kill.
How would you rate Harry's wrapping of the pucks? And he's had a lot this week.
He's been with Connor, I know, his whole career, so I'm sure he's gotten a lot of practice doing it.
Evander, when it cocomes to the power play and Evan Bouchard specifically, obviously we look at the point totals, but what are some of the little things he does on the power play that makes him so effective?
He's incredibly poised and calm, and sometimes it looks like he's too calm out there at some times. But, I think he has really good deception, and when you have a guy with a shot like that from the point, teams have to respect him. They can't just let him come down the middle of the ice and rip it because most times he's going to put the puck in the back of the net. So he does a lot of good things. He gives us a slightly different look than Tice did back there, and I think those guys are taking advantage of it.
You're a family man. How much do you appreciate a day like this where the family can come in and take in Rogers Place?
It's always good. I think, especially at this time of the year, going into the postseason when things are going to get tighter as we move on here, to have a day like this, especially after a nice big win, I'm sure everybody feels really good about it.
Look at it in a different way than maybe when you were like 22 and not one of the ones that had the kids.
Yeah, when you don't have kids, Ryan, there's not much of a family day for you, so you find other things to do.